So I'm Gary Brooks. I've been doing this for about 10 years or so. Got into it because of my kids, really exclusively. So I got teenagers now, so we do a lot of things together. So we have a number of builds that we work together, a lot of collaboratives, and this is one of them, the Civil War. This particular build, though, I've always loved the 1964 movie called Zulu, Michael Caine's first movie. This is not based on the movie, though. That movie got me interested in the incident. The incident itself was really amazing. It's held up as one of those rare times when martial arts actually rose to a level of really incredible level. What you had was 3,000 Zulu warriors, very brave, very determined, very angry, against only 150 British soldiers. Now, what's fascinating about this battle is that the technological difference is enormous. You've got Zulu with just a sagi, just a short spear, and a cowhide shield against a British soldier with a full-up rifle. They were single-loading, so you had to load them one bullet at a time, but nonetheless, you could still do that rapidly, and also with a bayonet. But you're talking 20 to 1 odds. So what's fascinating about this battle, then, is that the British, first of all, were able to survive. Second of all, that there was a level of honor there because both sides, nobody won. They came to a level to understand, okay, if we're going to wipe out the British, we're going to lose too many troops. So the Zulus backed off. But the British didn't win because the Zulus were still very combat effective. So it's a neat battle for that. There's no winners or losers here. There's just survivors. And the Zulu were trying to defend their homeland. The British were just trying to survive. So all that means is very interesting to me. And what happened was, I've always wanted to do something to this effect, and Lego came out with this beautiful minifig. I love this Royal Guard because, first of all, for all intents and purposes, that is the uniform of the 24th Regimental Foot, the guys who did this. Second of all, this bear skin, another wonderful piece, because you can move this over to another minifig and create French Imperial Guard. Awesome stuff. So all you had to do then to create the 24th Regimental Foot is throw a pith helmet on it, white pith helmet. So done and done. So the moment that happened, I'm like, I'm in, I'm doing this. The other thing that they did was Pirates of the Caribbean. So of course it's very hard to find Lego that are based on African colors, if you will. Of course, you have the ubiquitous yellow, but that you can't convey a difference between Zulu and British that way. So when Pirates of the Caribbean came out and they had this wonderful cannibal figure, that enabled the Zulus. What I had to do was make sure there was no skulls or anything like that, because the Zulu didn't do that. But other than that, switching out a few things, then we could get a more realistic Zulu figure. And this is 100% purist, and what I mean by that is even the stickers here, let me see if I can, even the stickers here are Lego. So they used a cowhide, that's a zebra skin, but hey, it looks African. So all that meant I could do this. What happened was, though, when I started, I'm like, I'm going to do this right, which is I'm going to do this 1 foot for stud. So this is accurate. And not only is it accurate, but it's actually, no kidding, the layout of the hospital that actually took place. So I even went so far as to create the, no kidding, I didn't finish the interior, but I got a lot of it done. So I actually followed the floor plan. Quite literally, this was an office. It was decorated like that. Most of the rooms were built as hospitals, hospital rooms, so they had bunk beds in them. Unfortunately, I was not, for Brick Fair, I didn't have time to finish. I will finish this interior eventually. But quite literally, 1 stud per foot. This is accurate to the hospital. In fact, it's even more accurate than the movie was by far. The movie, I love it very much, but it has some inaccuracies. I want to do the historical Rorschach that really took place.
Sure, as many movies about battles and things like that will.
Absolutely, Hollywood blows everything.
So where is the what kind of research then did you do to get that accurate? Is that all British records, or where did you find that?
Yes, British records, and there are books out there, because what's happened is it became very popular because of the movie. So now there's been a whole bunch of research, and it's ironic, a lot of the research is showing the movie was wrong. But there's a lot of books to read out there. Osprey's really fantastic for that level of information. And I did a lot of research on that, certainly. And then I was very lucky to find online the floor plan for the hospital. And next year it's going to be bigger, because I'm going to go ahead and do the commissariat and chapel and all that. So the next time you guys come here, I will have a ginormous display. But I promise I will not have 3,000 Zulu. It's just not going to happen. My wife would be very, very, very unhappy with me. I do have a 70 British, so I'll be. If you see those things start to disappear on Bricklink, you know what I'm doing.
Definitely, but this is an incredible layout. So great. You've got so many minifigs going on here. So are there a few small details that you'd like to point out to people?
You know, thatch roof is very hard to do in Lego. Okay, it's just really, really difficult. And this was thatch roof. It actually burned down eventually. So we tried a number of techniques. There's one builder who had a great Rorschach drift from Britain, and he used droid hands. I don't have the time or patience for that. Give me a break. But this, however, is a wonderful thing here, and that's these 1x2 grill plates that Lego came out with. And we tried a number of ways. I tried a number of ways. At first, I covered the whole thing, and I'm like, first of all, that's outrageously expensive. Second of all, it looks very mechanical because it's all straight lines. Yeah. But once we disperse them, then when you stand back, it's like, that's a thatch roof. So actually, of everything here, that's what people kind of notice. And I had to get the roof right, because look how big it is.
That's kind of the first thing you notice when you walk up.
Yeah,
so
it's like, wow, look at the roof. The other thing, of course, is this technique of using foliage with the bionicle appendage through it. And then, of course, to keep it down, you go ahead and put a 1x1 round, otherwise known as a pip. It won't come up right now. And you just mount it on a pip, good to go. And, of course, the African plane is very hard to recreate because of the colors and everything. This works perfectly, especially if you stand back. It's like, oh, yeah, works good.
Well, that's very cool. Yeah, great build there. So any idea on build time for this type of build?
You know, it's funny. I started this quite literally a month ago. And my kids are like, you're never finish. You're never going to finish, Dad. And then if I was on the computer even for 30 seconds, they'd be like, build, Dad, build. But I did get it done except for the interior. So yeah, about a month of work. And of course, the figures, though, is different. Quite literally, ever since Lego came out with this bad boy here, thank you, Lego, thank you, that I've been collecting them and switching them over. So that month does not include the time frame building those guys and building the Zulu.